friends, Paul here in the RoJoBe Music Workshop, and welcome to part 6 of the double neck guitar build. Okay, so in the previous video I'd shown you that, sort of the whole thing dry assembled, and I wanted to do that to check bridge alignment and neck angle. As it turned out, which I was quite surprised about, I don't need to tilt the neck back, which is quite surprising, but not overly, because of how much adjustment you get on these types of bridges. I mean, they're obviously meant for electric guitars, where you can't, well, you can shim the necks, but it tends to be at a set height. So yeah, A, it was quite surprising, and B, a huge relief, because that saves me quite a bit of work. Even though, I'd already cut out the shims or the wedges, whatever you want to call them. That doesn't matter, I might well use those for a future project or for something else. Handy to have them. Didn't really take me that long to do all of those, under an hour to do all of those. Cutting them out, shaping them, and thinning them, wedging them, about an hour or so. So no big deal. Okay, so I've now disassembled the whole thing, taken the necks out and the bridges off. So you can now see the neck pockets that I'd cut into it, and they actually went really well. I was really happy with those. But I just want to show you how well these necks fit into these pockets. I'm not sure how well I'm going to actually be able to show you this, but yeah, it's going to be easier if I lie it down here and maybe zoom in a bit. Something like that. Okay, so you're not really going to be seeing this too well, but just to give you the idea, if I just put the neck in the pocket there, and now I've got to basically push it in. Okay, and there you go. I can pick up the whole thing with that neck just slotted into the neck pocket. So that gives you some idea of how well they fit. And you really can't see any gaps around, where it slots in. It's just really good. And I was quite amazed actually just how well it did go, and they fitted. But because I took my time to do the template properly and do the routing properly, that was why it ended up, such a good fit. So yeah, they fit pretty well. Okay, so the next stage now is to do quite a scary bit, 2 scary bits actually. Oh, one thing I want to mention as well, I've got the divider in here as well, and you may be able to see that it's sitting, you can't really see too well, it's sitting about 1 millimeter proud of the back, of the back surface there. So this is the panel I've got, which is going to be the back, and it's got water on it somehow, just be careful of that. So on the inside of that I've cut a 1 millimeter deep channel, so that when I come to gluing the back on, it'll all locate in place. I've got kind of the rough line drawn of where it's where it needs to be cut to. So doing it that way, I need to put that somewhere flat. It's going to be a lot easier to line everything up when it comes to gluing the back on. Okay, so for this stage now, I need to cut the sound holes. I've already marked them out and actually drilled the pilot holes to get them started. And I'm going to use my hole cutter. I'm just going to zoom out a bit. Yeah, as I said, this is a bit of a scary moment. Provided it lines up central, it should all be fine. What I am going to run into is it's going to be cutting through this piece as well. I'm hoping that's not going to cause any issues, but there's only one way we're going to find out, so there's nothing to it but to do it. So here we go. Wish me luck. It sounds a lot worse than it is. It's going quite well. Battery gone again. Yeah, it's going pretty well. Let me just make sure alignment is still good. To tell what the alignment's doing, but it looks as though it's absolutely fine. Okay, another battery. Put that on. Pretty sure this one's charged, so we should be good. There we go. I think actually this hole cutter has gone a bit blunt, to be honest. I might need to get a new one. And I think I've said that before as well. I wonder if that's going to work better on my drill press. Okay, so I'll need to set that up. Where are we looking? Okay. Right, so yeah, I'm going to do it on the drill press. It's going to be a bit easier. Just make sure that sits in there all right. That should be fine. Okay. Might actually take a while to do it on this because it's slow speed, but it's going to be more accurate, more consistent, so it should be all good. Okay, plug it in, I suppose. I find that these power tools work a lot better when they're plugged in. The lead for that. Okay. Right, here we go. Raise the base up a bit. How are we doing for time? Oh, plenty of time. first one done anyway. I'm just struggling to get it back out now. Come on. Do something. It's because of that double thickness that it cut at the block. Okay, that's gone pretty well. A lot better than I was anticipating, to be honest. I am going to route the edge so that it's got a sort of a bevel on it, and I'm going to do the same all the way around the outside of the body as well. So once I've finished drilling these holes, the next stage is to use my router to bevel the edges over to give them a little bit of rounding, and that's going to be another relatively scary process. But I have done it before, and it usually goes fairly well, so shouldn't be too bad. Right, so next hole. That's not supportive on there. So not good. Okay. Yep, we should be good there. If I'm very, very careful. I do apologise for the horrific noise that was making. I wasn't expecting it to be quite that noisy. But yeah, once again, that seems to have gone quite well. A little bit of chipping out on the back is what you're always going to expect that. But yeah, quite happy with that overall. Well done. Okay, so the next stage, as I said, is routing the edges to bevel them over. Oop. Tripod's collapsing, that's never good. Actually, it can come down a bit. Okay. Right. So, one scary bit over, another scary bit to go. I think I might just do a test piece first at the setting I've got the router at the moment. Okay, so I'm gonna just do a test cut on this scrap piece of wood. Actually, I think